Live video is starting.
Live dashboard heading level 1.
You are now live.
Speech mode off.
Okay.
All right. We made it.
Yes.
All the pieces are now put together
This is
and everything. Well, almost all the pieces. Hello, everybody. If there's anybody out there yet.
I see no sign yet.
Try out my newly taped pics, thanks to you.
I hope they work well. 2 watching. I see no comments yet.
Okay.
Well, welcome, folks, to
Indeed. Welcome to our home.
our home. Yes.
In our twice monthly.
Flippa Alderton.
Hey,
Hi,
Flippa.
guys. Hi, Flip.
How are ya?
Cool.
Things are absolutely crazy around here.
We're meeting ourselves, coming and going. That means I'm meeting myself. You are yourself, not each other.
Yeah, that
Which
would
we're
be
also
painful.
doing. Flip said okay. Bay Allen is here. Hello.
Hello, Bay.
Hey, Bay. Hey, Bay.
Man, I'm glad you could come.
Yes. Flip said, been a rough. Oh, wait a second. Try to get this to scroll down here. Been a rough couple weeks. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And Paul Boxmeyer is here. Hi, congrats, George.
Thank you, Paul.
Well, Flip, I hope the next one, or many ahead, will be better.
Yes, indeed. I hope my shoulder is better than
You're not just a little tired.
this. Yeah.
No, but it doesn't seem to affect your plan.
Yeah.
Shall we explain why things are nuts here,
Well,
in case folks don't know?
I will here in a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, it can be repeated. Yeah, I fly down to Palmetto, Florida Sunday to get a new guide dog.
Yes.
Lulu's gonna
She has to
hang
retire.
up the harness.
Oh, Paul says, just relaxing here, recovering from COVID. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, Paul, that's terrible news.
Glad you're
recovering. That's
Yes,
not terrible
not
news.
terrible. So we're doing the packing up and things and organizing.
Yep, and I have to take more luggage than I need because I'm going to have more stuff when I come back
Yeah.
than I left with. And so it all begins. What kind of dog am I going to get? Are we going to, how long is it going to take me to learn the area? All of that.
Bay says, how you liking that new harp?
I love it. Actually, this one and the one from Greg Schreiber that was the one I chose when I won the contest. Although I don't even know how to play that one yet. And I'm not going to start working on it until after I get back. This is the Tahoma, and it's the one I'm going to take with me to guide dogs per the CEO's request.
Yes, he did.
So I probably wouldn't have, because really concentrating on getting a dog is what I need to be doing. But
Well, they are the ones that are the recipients of
yeah,
the donation that we are collecting from the CD. So they asked for you to play. I hope my mic is right. Trying to make sure. Last time I didn't do well with that. Sure.
yeah, you were kind of, and I understand you're going to fade in and out some when you turn your head to look at the screen and all. just get the mic close enough to minimize that, and we'll be all right.
Flip said, hope your new guide dog's name is not Mike. Just got a cat named Penny.
Oh,
my
dear.
goodness. Wayback Machine. We have 1 p.m.
All right. And I've got a talking tuner app for my iPhone. So tuning is now a breeze.
Yes.
I wish it had a little better resolution, but I think I can set that. But instead of taking 20 or 30 minutes to tune, now I can do it in about 10 or 15. So, let me get a little drink here, and we will begin. Today's show is called A Bit of Bluegrass. And it's all bluegrass. How about that? What a coincidence. So we're going to start out with a song written by William York and was recorded by just about every bluegrass player in creation, but Grandpa Jones, I think, had the first hit with it. It's called That Good Old Mountain Dew. There's a big hollow tree down the road here from me where you lay down $1 or $2. Go round the bend and you come back again. There's your gut full of good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that good old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll shut up my mug if you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew. My Uncle Nord, he's sawed off and short. He measures about 4'2". But he thinks he's a giant when you give him a pint of that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll shut up my mug if you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew. My old Aunt June bought some brand new perfume. It had such a sweet smelling pew. But to her surprise, when they had analyzed, it was nothing but good old Mountain Dew. They call it that old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll shut up my mug if you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew. The preacher rolled by with his head hoisted high, said his wife had been down with the flu, and he thought that I ought just to sell him a quart of that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll shut up my mug if you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew. My brother Bill got a still on the hill where it runs off a gallon or two. Buzzards in the sky gets drunk, they can't fly from smelling that good old Mountain Dew. They call it that old Mountain Dew, and them that refuse it are few. I'll shut up my mug if you fill up my jug with some good old Mountain Dew.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew.
They said mountain free and then said dew. And then Nan is here. And she
Hello,
said,
Nan.
Hi, a little late, but here now. Good to have you.
Good to have you with us.
Welcome, folks.
Indeed.
Yeah, we're doing some bluegrass.
Yeah.
They said I saw Grandpa Jones do that one at the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
I love that song. I just played it yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I read that one.
I played it yesterday, too. In fact, I've been playing it for a week or two now.
Yes.
Just about every day. It's hard to keep my mind on this stuff.
Bass had always loved the My Aunt June has brand new perfume, sweet smelling pew.
Yeah. This song was written by Howard Housey and James Webb, and Johnny Horton recorded it. It's called Old Slewfoot. High on the mountain, tell me what do you see? Bear tracks, looking back at me. Better get your rifle, boy, before it's too late, 'cause the bear's got a little pig and headed for the gate. He's big around the middle and he's broad across the rump, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet a jump. Ain't never been caught, he ain't never been treed. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. I saved up my money and I bought me some beads. They started making honey way up in the trees. Cut down the trees, but my honey's all gone. Old Slewfoot's done went and made himself at home. He's big around the middle and he's broad across the rump, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet a jump. Ain't never been caught, he ain't never been treed. Some folks say he looks a lot like me. Winter's coming on and it's 20 below. The river's frozen over, so where can he go? We'll chase him up the gully and we'll run him in the well and shoot him in the bottom just to listen to him yell. He's big around the middle and he's broad across the rump, running 90 miles an hour, taking 30 feet a jump. Ain't never been caught, he ain't never been treed. And some folks say he looks a lot like me.
Yeah. They said, love watching your fingers fly.
Thanks,
You've
babe.
got your own technique, George. So awesome to see. Several exclamation points on that. And Kevin Kos, K.
Coase.
Kos.
Yeah.
Hello, McCoys. Loving the music.
Hello, Kevin.
Exclamation point.
How are your picks working out?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I hope you're getting used to them. I hope they're working out for you. Okay. This was done by a group called Jim Martin and the Sunny Mountain Boys, and it's called The Sunny Side of the Mountain. Now don't forget me, little darling, while I'm growing old and gray. Just a little thought ripping waters fall. Now don't forget about those days recorded many years ago. Don't forget all the promises you gave me, and so I'll be waiting on the hillside on the day you will call, on the sunny side of the mountain where the rippling waters fall. Tell me, darling, in your letter, do you ever think of me? Please answer, little darling, tell me where you could be. It's been so long, dear, since I've seen you, but my love still lingers on. Don't forget me, little darling, though our love affair seems gone.
Wow. That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that one. Bluegrass it's fun to play. It's
it's fun to
it's
listen
simple, but it's not.
Right.
It really isn't. You know, it's 1, 4, 5 chords most of the time and all of that, but the picking that's done and the teasing out of the melody and counterpoints and stuff is really quite. It's not easy to do.
And it also moves at a pretty good pace usually.
Well, yeah, usually. All right. Here's a song that was recorded by Homer and Jethro in 1955, and they are, in some sources, credited with writing it. And then others say it. They don't know who wrote it. So anyway, the title of the song is "They Laid Him in the Ground." Once I had a Thomas caddy of warble like Caruso. My neighbor swung a baseball bat, now Thomas doesn't do so. They laid him in the ground, they laid him in the ground. One more there and one less here, they laid him in the ground. Now Uncle Henry learned to fly a plane up in the air. His parachute was full of holes, but Henry didn't care. They laid him in the ground, boys, they laid him in the ground. One more there and one less here, they laid him in the ground. A man stood on a diving board, he made a monstrous leap. He didn't know the water below was only 1 foot deep. They laid him in the ground, boys, they laid him in the ground. One more there and one less here, they laid him in the ground. Now Julius Caesar, he was a great man, we'll allow. The greatest man of all his days, but where is Caesar now? They laid him in the ground, boys, they laid him in the ground. One more there and one less here, they laid him in the ground. A man thought he would show them all how to pet an alligator. They watched the beast digest the man about a minute later. They laid him in the ground, boys, they laid him in the ground. One more there and one less here, they laid him in the ground. But Thomas Cat ran through the milk the bulldog had been given. He didn't know how short could be those 9 lives he'd been given. They laid him in the ground, they laid him in the ground.
Kevin has gotten back to you on the picks.
Okay.
He said, I love the Alaska picks, exclamation point. I use them on my middle finger and my ring finger, so I have some back and forth strumming control.
Yeah.
I use a plastic Dunlop pick on my index finger for more mellow tone, and then a plastic thumb pick. Thanks for asking, sir.
Well, that's a good setup, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I haven't tried Dunlop finger picks. I've got some Kelly Speed picks laying around here that I play with sometimes. And when I was at MLAG, I bought a set of Kling Pro picks from Mr. St. Gaudens.
Those are interesting.
And I should have bought a medium. I bought all large, and of course I use a pick on all four fingers. So that one, the large pick doesn't fit my little finger too
What
well
about
yet.
putting tape like you have with
Yeah.
this next care? Did you tell folks how you're doing that?
People know. And Kevin, if those finger picks slip, go to your drugstore and get some NextCare waterproof bandaging tape. It's put out by Scotch, like, you know, the Scotch tape, the 3M people. And you put it around the inside of the pick, and it somehow just holds them in place. My picks never slip when I use that, and I used to have problems with picks slipping all the time. So that's something that can be done. Here is a song that was written and recorded by Bill Monroe. What?
Oh, I like that. Go ahead. Sorry. It's a person I like.
I didn't know you'd heard of him.
I believe I have.
All right, this is called Blue Moon of Kentucky. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one who's gone, proved untrue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one who's gone and left me blue. It was on a moonlight night, the stars were shining bright. They whispered from on high, your love has said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one who's gone and said goodbye. Keep on shining. Shine on the one who's gone, left me blue. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one who's gone and left me blue. It was on a moonlight night, the stars were shining bright. They whispered from on high, your love has said goodbye. Blue moon of Kentucky, keep on shining. Shine on the one that's gone and said goodbye.
Yes. Kevin said, yes, thanks for the tape advice. I use large picks, and once I have them fitted onto my fingers, they don't slip.
Oh, good.
Keep on singing, bro.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I can never quite get them to fit the way I want. I don't know why, but that's how it is. Here's a song by Jim and Jesse called The Blue Ridge Mountain Blues. When I was young and in my prime, I left my home in Caroline. Now all I do is sit in time for all the folks I left behind. I got the Blue Ridge Mountain Blues, and I stand right here to say my grip is packed to travel, and I'm scratching gravel for that Blue Ridge far away. Well, I'm gonna stay right by my pole. I'm gonna do right by my mom. I'll hang around that cabin door. No work or worry anymore. I got the Blue Ridge Mountain Blues. Gonna see my old dog Trey. Gonna hunt the possum where the corn top flops him on that Blue Ridge far away. Now I see a window wide. I see two heads of snowy white. It seems I hear them both recite, where is my wandering boy tonight? I got those Blue Ridge Mountain Blues, and I stand right here to say every day I'm counting till I find that mountain on that Blue Ridge far away.
Yes. They said nice.
Thank you, Bay.
And Brenda Hale. We're
Hello,
watching
Brenda.
you, George, Bob, and Brad. Good
Oh,
to have you.
great
Good
to have you guys.
Yes.
How's Bob's car restoration projects coming? They posted some pictures of I guess some old cars that Bob found somewhere.
Yeah.
So he's twisting wrenches and busting knuckles, I hear.
Oh, yes.
Here's a traditional song that has been sung for ages, obviously, or it wouldn't be a traditional song. And the first recording that I could find of it was the Pickard Family in 1929. It's called Down in the Arkansas. I had an old cow that slobbered bad down in the Arkansas. I took her to my old granddad down in the Arkansas. I asked him what to do for it down in the Arkansas. He said, boy, I'd teach that old cow to spit down in the Arkansas. I knew a man whose name was Jack down in the Arkansas. He had him a hog called Razorback down in the Arkansas. Strangest thing you ever hear down in the Arkansas. He used that hog to shave his beard down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. Prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. We had us a wedding the other day down in the Arkansas. Bride's name was Oaks, groom's name was Hay, down in the Arkansas. The organ played the major key down in the Arkansas. We sang What Will the Harvest Be down in the Arkansas. I met a girl whose name was Lil down in the Arkansas. I hugged that girl all over the hill down in the Arkansas. Her pa ran up and called me son down in the Arkansas. And he tied the knot with his rifle gun down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. Prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. I had a cow that ran away down in the Arkansas. She stayed gone for 14 days down in the Arkansas. When she came back to the farm down in the Arkansas, that cow exploded and whitewashed the barn down in the Arkansas. I know a man named Davy Crockett down in the Arkansas. Carried his false teeth in his back pocket down in the Arkansas. He hitched a horse and drove to town down in the Arkansas. But he bit himself every time he sat down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. Prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. They drink a tea made of corn down in the Arkansas. Make you a man before you're born down in the Arkansas. They court girls when they're knee-high down in the Arkansas. And they don't quit courting till the day they die down in the Arkansas. When I was just a little lad down in the Arkansas, my ma got married to my dad down in the Arkansas. Grandpa got mad and cussed a while down in the Arkansas. To Grandma said, "Hoss, it's the latest style down in the Arkansas." Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. Prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. I knew a girl whose name was Jill down in the Arkansas. I love that gal and I love her still down in the Arkansas. She was cross-eyed for a fact down in the Arkansas. When she cried, her tears rolled down her back down in the Arkansas. Me and Bill, we owned a cow down in the Arkansas. Over that cow we had a row down in the Arkansas. I own half that cow, Bill cried down in the Arkansas. So I shot my half and Bill's half died down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. Prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. Down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas, down in the Arkansas. Prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas.
Wow. Brenda said, lovely sound from that Tahoma. And
Thank you,
was
Brenda.
After your last one. And also, don't even ask about the Barn Vine Classic Car restorations, George.
Okay, I don't want to bring torment and discontent to your happy family.
We know about working on cars some.
Has yours arrived yet? Has your Tahoma arrived yet? I hope so. It's just a wonderful sound.
It is.
And it works very well when you're jamming with other instruments, which we did late into many nights at MLAG.
Yeah.
All right. This was written by Zeke and Wiley Morris in 1935 and recorded by them as well, but Flatt and Scruggs made a modern hit with it. It's called the Salty Dog Blues. I was standing on the corner with a low-down blues, great big hole in the bottom of my shoe. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Now look here, Sal, I know you run down stocking in a worn-out shoe. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. I was down in the wildwood, sitting on a log, finger on a trigger and eye on a hog. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog. I pulled the trigger and the gun said go. Shot fell over in Mexico. Honey, let me be your salty dog. Let me be your salty dog, or I won't be your man at all. Honey, let me be your salty dog.
There you go. I always
Yeah.
like that one a lot.
Yeah, I like
Terry Linder. Well,
Hello, Terry.
howdy, my two lovely friends. Wowie, salty dog. Love it.
Thank you. I'm so glad you could come and
Yes.
join us today. We
Welcome, welcome. Yes.
we have made so many good friends doing this. I can't
we
tell
have.
you. It's been really wonderful. And now I'll mention this again later. This will be the last show
Yes.
until August the 13th. The next scheduled show is on the 23rd, and of course I can't do that because I won't be back here until the 29th.
Right.
And the 23rd is a special day at Southeastern Guide Dogs because that's when they invite the puppy raisers in to say a final goodbye to their dog and watch the dog work, and you know, we have a lunch with them and everything, and so even if I were able to, I couldn't not do that. To my mind, they've got the hardest job in the whole outfit. I mean, you get a puppy, 12 weeks old. Puppy knows nothing. Puppy tears stuff up. Puppy makes messes. Puppy barks. Puppy does all the things that puppies do. And they keep that dog until it's a year old, or actually maybe as much as 13 or 14 months old, depending upon the demand that they have at the time for guides. And after they've got it all civilized and all trained up and they're all in love with it, they have to give it up.
Yes. Yes.
That's hard. And families usually raise puppies. I had a couple of guides that were raised by single adults, but most of the time it's a family project and they have to let them go. And so if they can make it down to guide dogs for Puppy Raiser Day, I always treat them like royalty, because we wouldn't have the guides that we have if it weren't for the work they do in that first year.
Terry was saying, yes, sir, happy to be here, ma'am. That was before you were saying, I didn't want to lose her comment.
Thank you, Terry.
We are very happy to have her.
I'm delighted that you were able to drop in again.
Yes. Terry says, beautiful organization. And yes.
Yeah, they are. And if you purchase one of my CDs, Forever Friends, on AutoHarpDownHome.com, you can help them out because all the money goes to them, less shipping and handling and credit card processing and stuff. They get about 80 cents of every dollar that we charge. So if you have a CD player and you'd like a CD with songs about dogs, go over to Auto Harp Down Home and pick yourself up a copy. It traces dog ownership from when you get your puppy until the day when, unfortunately, you have to say goodbye. It's very, very good CD. The audio engineering was really great. Dan Wolking absolutely understands how the auto harp's supposed to sound. And he made my 21 chord Oscar Schmidt sound like this Tahoma. Yes. I don't know what he could do with this. Probably have it sounding like a cathedral organ. I don't know.
Terry says, I will be purchasing and donating in honor of you too. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And Ivan did the cover.
Yeah, Ivan Stiles did the graphics.
Beautiful.
Terry does a Facebook live stream now and then too. I haven't been able to join her lately, but look up her page and check out some of her past streams. She's very, very good.
Brenda said, we support you supporting Puppy Raiser Day. And it is something for those folks that do that for...
Yeah. And they get to see how their puppy has grown up. And now it's a confident, competent guide dog. And guide dogs have a lot of stuff they have to do now. It is not easy.
Dogs don't normally know left from right. But
and
basic
dogs,
things like that.
Well, yeah, but that's not the hardest part of it. The hardest part is what we call intelligent disobedience.
Oh, yeah.
So the dog comes up and stops. There's a big hole where they've been digging sewer pipes up in the sidewalk. If I don't find that and I tell my dog to go forward, the dog will say, nope.
Right.
I don't care how mad you get. That's a long way down there, boss. We're not going that way. And you have to respect that. And when you figure out what a dummkopf you've been, you got to praise the heck out of the dog for disobeying you.
Right.
And that's a hard decision because it's much easier for a dog to just obey all the time. How they teach that concept, I really don't know. Lulu has it, and I trained her, but
it's like she had it.
She had it somehow.
Without being taught.
Yeah. Well, in fact, she's a little bit overly concerned with my welfare. If there's something in the way or whatever that she thinks is going to hurt me, she just acts like that turn wasn't there.
That's not there.
No, you can't go that way.
Can't go that way.
No, that's closed now. So that's intelligent disobedience pushed a little bit too far.
Terry said, thank you, and then has a heart and notes next to Periscope musicians and friends loves you both.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like that group. I listen to a lot of those. Musicians when time permits. Lately, I haven't had a lot of free time. I retired, and now I'm busier than I was when I was working, but I love every minute of it. I really do. Here is a song called Footprints in the Snow, written by Rupert Jones, and it's another one recorded by Bill Monroe. Now some folks like the summertime when they can walk about, strolling through the meadow green, it's pleasant, there's no doubt. But give me the wintertime when the snow's on the ground. I found her when the snow was on the ground. I traced her little footprints in the snow. I found her little footprints in the snow, Lord. bless that happy day when Nellie lost her way, for I found her when the snow was on the ground. I dropped in to see her, there was a big round moon. Mother said she just stepped out to be returning soon. I found her little footprint and I traced them in the snow. I found her when the snow was on the ground. I traced her little footprints in the snow. I found her little footprints in the snow. Lord, I bless that happy day when Nellie lost her way, for I found her when the snow was on the ground. Now she's up in heaven, she's with the angel band, and I know I'm gonna meet her in that happy land. But every time the snow falls, it brings back memories, for I found her when the snow's on the ground. I traced her little footprints in the snow. I found her little footprints in the snow. Lord, I bless that happy day when Nellie lost her way, for I found her when the snow's on the ground.
Hey, Debbie Lane is here. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
Debbie.
Glad to be with you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
I'm so
welcome.
glad you could come by.
Yes,
It's great to have you with us.
we're doing bluegrass today.
Yep, today is a bit of
A
bluegrass.
bit of bluegrass.
How are we doing on time?
I got 142.
Oh, goodness.
So
Okay.
doing good. I may wander out and get some more water though. I'm running low.
Please do. And
Yes,
if you
yeah.
want to, pull that vent cover from underneath that table. Let's see if we can get a little cooler air in here. It's getting
Okay.
kind of warm, don't you think?
I'll be right back, guys.
Here's an extra, since Lynn is stepping out for just a little bit.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Here's a song from the CD, and it fits because it's very bluegrassy. It's called Tennessee Hound Dog. I hope I remember how to play it. He's a dynamite, uptight, out of sight, backyard Romeo. He looks like skin on a bone pile. Cat wouldn't give him a glance. But when he stretches those long legs out, a fox ain't got a chance. Tennessee Hound Dog, Tennessee Hound Dog. Sad-faced, moony-eyed creature, his ears hang down to his knees. The she-hounds call him a has-been, and old age home for fleas. Tennessee Hound Dog, Tennessee Hound Dog. When he gets a certain kind of look on his face, the she-hounds run for a hiding place. But when he takes a notion, all the girl dogs know he's a dynamite, uptight, out of sight, backyard Romeo. He looks like ugly worn door, some dog lovers have said, but he's got more sense in the end of his nose than they got in their heads. Tennessee Hound Dog, Tennessee Hound Dog. of sight. Backyard Romeo. He looks like a blonde some dog lovers have said, but he's got more sense in the end of his nose than they got in their head. Tennessee Hound Dog, Tennessee Hound Dog.
Wow. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, I like that song. I played that for years and years and years. I learned it when I was like just starting out with the auto harp, and I played it with a thumb and one finger. It's hard to even play that way anymore.
Yeah.
Other fingers want to sneak in there.
Brenda said, great song, Tennessee Hound Dog. We are watching Left Hand Playing.
Yeah. Basically, although a true left-handed auto harp would have these buttons in a mirror image of what they are now. I put them this way because that's the way they were on the Oscar Schmidt, and I just didn't want to reverse them, but actually these should be over here, those should be over there, and so on, if it was a true left-handed Tahoma. And Pete'll do that for you. This thing, the top and frame is all one piece of pin block, like they use in pianos. And the back is an instrument-grade maple plywood from France. And the result is just
This is beautiful
phenomenal.
sound.
And he's not charging a whole lot for this. You know, even now that the introductory price has gone away, it's still a whole lot cheaper than the Auto Harp I1. And, you know, they both sound good in their way. The Diatonic, of course, has a much brighter, fuller sound because strings are doubled up like on a 12-string guitar. But
This one is
for
very
the
low.
money, you can't beat this. You know, this is my first luthier harp, and if you're thinking about doing one, this
It has such a
this
full
is
mellow
it.
tone.
It does,
And
it,
yet it's so pretty.
it's
And
got
in the
Pete's
upper.
patented fine tuners that work basically the way the tuners on a violin do. So if you
Oh, yeah.
back the screw out too far, the cam and everything isn't going to go shooting into next week where you can't find all the pieces. It's a good harp. It really, really is. I love it. This song was recorded by a bunch of folks. I don't know who wrote it. Roy Acuff is the earliest artist that I can find for it. It's called Charming Betsy. Rich girl rides in a big fine car. Poor girl, she does the same. My gal rides in a Model T Ford, but she gets there just the same. Coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. She'll be coming around the mountain, poor wee, poor thing. And if I never see her again, good gal, remember me. Rich girl sleeps in a big feather bed. Poor girl, she does the same. My gal sleeps on a rug on the floor, but she's snoozing just the same. She'll be coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. Coming around the mountain, poor wee, poor thing. And if I never see her again, good girl, remember me. Rich girl wears the best perfume. Poor girl, she does the same. My gal don't wear no perfume at all, but she smells good just the same. She'll be coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. Coming around the mountain, Coralie, poor thing. And if I never see her again, good girl, remember me. Rich girl got married in a long white veil. Poor girl, she done the same. My girl never said I do, but she does just the same. She'll be coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. Coming around the mountain, Coralie, poor thing. And if I never see her again, good girl, remember me. Rich girl likes big streamlined cars, bow ties and fancy clothes. My gal likes her overalls with strings hanging down to her toes. She'll be coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. Coming around the mountain, Coralie, poor thing. And if I never see her again, good girl, remember me. Rich girl lives in a big brick house. Poor girl, she does the same. My gal, she lives in the Nashville jail, but it's a brick house just the same. Coming around the mountain, charming Betsy. She'll be coming around the mountain, Coralie, poor thing. And if I never see her again, good girl, remember me.
Hey, Joe Harrell is here.
Hello, Joe from
Watching-
Texas. I'll
No,
bet
no,
it's-
West Virginia.
Oh, from West
Yeah,
Virginia.
watching today from West Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Sounding good as usual.
Yeah, maybe it's not quite so hot up there as it is
Yeah,
down in
oh my
Texas.
goodness.
Y'all
Or
are having,
here.
yeah, it's pretty warm here.
It's not too bad today though because the breeze is blowing today.
That's
Oh,
fact.
it's just been
Yeah,
oppressive down
it's been
here.
really hot. And I'm trying to get in shape to walk a couple of miles a day.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing to do when it's 95 with a 90% relative humidity.
Yeah, it's been pretty intense. I don't know that Florida's going to be a lot better. Maybe. Florida's hard to tell, I think.
Well, it's
What to
not.
expect.
It's going to be about the same, according to Miss Caitlin, with whom I spoke
Oh, well.
on Tuesday.
Well, that's good.
And she's telling me all this stuff that I already know
Right.
because, as far as they're concerned, I'm a first-time student.
Right.
I've been working guide dogs since before a lot of them were born. But this is, I got to learn their way of handling things and doing things, and I'm looking forward to it. But I do know better than to try to get through guide dog school wearing sandals, which she says happens. You know, she talked about comfortable shoes and went into great detail. I said, define comfortable shoes. And she said, well, tennis shoes or something like that. And I said, well, yeah. I'm bringing 2 pairs of tread safes, which are shoes that are designed for people who work in restaurants and kitchens and places like that. Floor walkers in stores, like department stores and things, folks like that. They have a special tread that works even on wet tile and stuff. And, I told her, I got this. And she said, you wouldn't believe how many people come in here and think that when we said comfortable walking shoes, they meant thongs.
Flip said they need to know that everyone is on the same page. That's why they...
I know, but... yeah, but I know somebody told them. Anyway, it's all right. I am really looking forward to, learning all the new techniques, because a lot of the stuff that we used to do to handle guide dogs is now just absolutely politically incorrect. You'll be mobbed if you treat them the way we did. Now, the dogs don't care. They understand it thoroughly, but...
Flip said, I know, it can be frustrating, smile face.
The PC crowd is alive and well. Here is a song that was...
Oh, Debbie said U.S. former jail officers favor tread safe too.
Oh, okay.
It's just good shoes.
Yeah, they are. They're good shoes.
Yeah.
And I picked up a pair of them at Goodwill. They were almost brand new. I was in there looking for something else, and we got to looking at shoes because I was buying athletic shoes and wearing them out every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And I bought this pair that I'm wearing now for $6 at Goodwill. And I had a bad experience with some of their shoes in the past. So I said, boy, I wish that I could find these new. And Lynn said, oh, they've got them at Walmart. I just didn't tell you about them because
you had
you'd had such a bad experience with them before.
Right.
So I went and picked up another pair. That way, if one pair gets wet or something, because when you're in guide dog class, you train rain or shine. They've only got 20 days to impart all the knowledge you're going to need and get you into all the environments you're going to encounter and everything else before they send you home. So, rain or shine, you're out there. Let's see. Here's a song that A.P. Carter says he wrote. A.P. found out about them there copyright laws, and he copyrighted everything he could, whether he wrote it or not.
Debbie said always good to have 2 pair.
Yeah, always.
Shoes, yeah.
Gotta have them. The version of this that I like best is the version done by Roy Acuff. It's called the Wabash Cannonball. From the great Atlantic Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, from the green old flowering mountains to the south vale by the shore, she's mighty tall and handsome, and she's known quite well by all. She's a combination called the Wabash Cannonball. She came down from Birmingham one cold December day. As she rolled into the station, you could hear all the people say, there's a girl from Tennessee, she's long and she's tall. She came down from Birmingham on the Wabash Cannonball. Well, our eastern states dandy, so the people always say, from New York to St. Louis and Chicago by the way, from the hills of Minnesota where the rippling waters fall, no changes can be taken on that Wabash Cannonball. Here's the Danny Claxton, may his name forever stand, and always be remembered in the courts of Alabama. His earthly race is over and the curtain round him falls. We'll carry him home to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. Listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar as she glides along the woodlands to the hills and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall. You're traveling through the jungles on the Wabash Cannonball.
Debbie said, "Great choice of song."
Thank you.
I agree. I like that one.
Yeah, I love bluegrass.
Ivan Stiles, late but here.
Hello,
Hi,
Ivan.
George.
Welcome.
Hi, Ivan. Welcome.
I'm glad you were able to stop by and see us here. It's going to be a little while before we're going to be able to get back together again. Doggone it.
And Gregory Carr, good afternoon. Nice song.
Wow.
It's one of my favorites.
It's been a while, Greg. Thanks for stopping by and seeing us again.
Yeah.
I'm going to be away until, well, the next show will be the 13th of August.
Yeah.
So I'll have to miss one. Okay. I believe Woody Guthrie wrote this. I don't know that, but I believe it to be true. It's called Rolling in My Sweet Baby's Arms. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. I lay around the shack till the mail train comes back and roll in my sweet baby's arms. Well, I ain't gonna work on the railroad, I ain't gonna work on the farm. I'll lay around the shack till the mail train comes back and roll in my sweet baby's arms. Roll in my sweet baby's arms, roll in my sweet baby's arms. I'll lay around the shack till the mail train comes back and roll in my sweet baby's arms. Well, where were you last Friday night while I was lying in the jail? You're out you're walking the streets with another man who wouldn't even go my bail. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. I'll lay around the shack till the mail train comes back and roll in my sweet baby's arms. I know your daddy don't like me. He drive me away from your door. And if I had it to do once again, I wouldn't go there anymore. Rolling in my sweet baby's arms, rolling in my sweet baby's arms. I'll lay around the shack till the mail train comes back and roll in my sweet baby's arms. I'll lay around the shack till the mail train comes back and roll in my sweet baby's arms.
I love that one. That's a good one.
Okay. This song was recorded by Cal Vila, but I don't know who wrote it. I'll have to really work to find that out. It's called Better Times A Comin'. Cows won't dry, the hens won't lay, no place I can borrow. Give the landlord all the news, the rent comes due tomorrow. Lots of money in the bank, they say that's where they keep it. Not only wouldn't they loan me some, they wouldn't even let me see it. So pick away on the old banjo and keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times coming. Well, Mary Lou could pull a plow if only I would let her. Twice as strong as any ox, and she don't smell much better. I didn't kiss that Mary Lou but once, then I had to leave her. Makes my collar get so tight I start to burn with fever. So pick away on the old banjo and keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times coming. My rooster used to chase the hens, he just kept getting thinner. He finally ran himself to death, so I brought him in for dinner. Cotton crops are mighty poor, the weeds are rarely growing. I need a woman pretty bad to help me with the hoeing. So pick away on the old banjo and keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times coming. Came by the other day, hunting manual labor. I told him I ain't seen the guy, why don't he ask my neighbor? So come on boys, grab your gals and kick your heels up higher. Don't let nobody steal your gals, just hold her a little tighter. So pick away on the old banjo and keep that guitar strumming. Put more water in the soup, there's better times a-coming. That's what we all got to do, folks.
Yep.
Try to stay happy. Try to find a little bit of pleasure in every day until things start to get better for this old country of ours and the world in general.
Yeah. Oh, Ivan said, by the way, I'll be debuting my restored field organ on tomorrow's show. Hope you can catch it.
I can't catch it live, but I am absolutely going to listen to it. I will arrive in the Tampa airport at a few minutes after 11 Eastern time, and then I don't know how far it is from there to Palmetto. You would. Ivan's a Floridian, native Floridian, and then there'll be lunch, and then there'll be orientation. And one of the first things that they're going to want me to do, I'm pretty sure, is to learn my way around the dorm, so that when I get my dog, he or she won't think I'm a total klutz. So Sunday afternoon, unfortunately, is going to be chock full up, but they do have Wi-Fi there, and so I will certainly catch it at some point, because Lynn read me a post of yours,
yes,
indicating that you had finally managed to get the parts you need to repair that, and I really want to hear it.
Spring or springs, was it? Had to do with spring. Phyllis Gula's here.
Hello, Phyllis.
Good one, she said.
Thank you. So nice of you to drop in. Yeah, the next 3 weeks of my life are not my own.
Yeah.
All right, we're too serious around here.
There you go.
Here's a song written by Timothy W. White, and the first artist I heard to do it was Ivan Stiles, and then later on I found a recording of it by Leroy Troy. It's called 5 Pounds of Possum.
Oh.
My children are hungry, my dog needs a bone. I'm out I'm out of a job now, so I'm just driving home. An hour after sundown, and what's my delight? There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlight tonight. There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlight tonight. If I can just run him over, everything will be alright. We'll have some possum gravy, what a wonderful sight. There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlight tonight. Won't have to clean no chicken, won't have to open no cans. Just a little bit closer and I'll have him in my hand. I think the time has come now to go from dim to bright. There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlight tonight. 5 pounds of possum in my headlight tonight. If I can just run him over, everything will be alright. We'll have possum gravy, what a wonderful sight. There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlight tonight. There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlights tonight. If I can just run him over, everything will be alright. We'll have some possum gravy, what a wonderful sight. There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlights tonight. There's 5 pounds of possum in my headlights tonight.
Yes. Phyllis said, thanks, glad I caught it today.
I'm glad you did too.
Yes.
I appreciate everybody who takes a little bit of time out of their weekend to come and visit with us. You all make the show. Wouldn't be any fun at all without you. Here's a song that was written by committee. Let me see if I can get all these folks in
Flip
here.
said, like that song with,
Yeah, that's a good
with
one.
a smile face.
This song was written by a committee. Andrew Scott, Brian Francis Connolly, Michael Thomas Tucker, and Stephen Norman Priest. So all these guys are in on this. I don't think was originally a bluegrass song at all. But the first time I heard it, it was done by the Good Brothers, a Yankee bluegrass group that I am very fond of. We did a song of theirs last show, Old Mullins Hill.
Oh, I like that one too.
And this one is called Fox on the Run. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like a fox on the run. Like the fox, like the fox, like the fox on the run. Everybody knows the reason for the fall. When woman tempted man down in paradise's hall. A woman tempted me and took me for a ride. Now like a lonely fox, I need a place to hide. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like a fox on the run. Like the fox, like the fox, like the fox, like the fox on the run. Now we'll lift a glass of wine and fortify our souls. We'll talk about the weather and friends we used see a string of girls that'll put you on the floor. The game is nearly over and the hounds are at my door. She walks through the corn leading down to the river. Her hair shone like gold in the hot morning sun. She took all the love that a poor boy could give her and left me to die like fox on the run. Like a fox, like a fox, like a fox, like a fox on the run. Like a fox, like a fox, like a fox on the run.
That's a good one.
I like that.
I do too.
I love the chorus.
Yeah.
I just love that
It's just
that
too-
progression.
Yes, that's the word. I couldn't think of the word progression. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. I haven't played that song. I haven't played it before very often. I think I've played it a couple of times. But I recommend the Good Brothers highly. They're quite something. Okay, let's.
Phyllis said nice.
Thank you, Phyllis. I like it. Here's a song called The Wreck of the Old 97, and I don't know anything about it except that I sing it a lot, and so do a lot of other people. It's called The Wreck of the Old 97. They gave him his orders in Monroe, Virginia. Said, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, but it's old 97. You must put her in dispenser on time. Then he turned around and said to his black greasy fireman, show on a little more coal. And when we cross that White Oak Mountain, you can watch old 97 roll. It's a mighty rough road from Danville to Lynchburg. On the line there's a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade that he lost his air brake, so you see what a jump that he made. He was going down grade, making 90 miles an hour, when his whistle broke into a scream. He was found in the wreck with his hand on the throttle and was scalded to death by the steam. The telegram came from Washington Station, and this is what it read. Oh, that brave engineer, that lone 97, is lying in old Danville dead. Now all you ladies, you better take this warning from this time on and learn. Never speak harsh words to your true lover husband. He may leave you and never return. This one was written by Danny Dillon and Maury John Wilkin, and Lefty Frizzell made a hit with it in the 50s. It's called Long Black Veil. 10 years ago, on a cold, dark night, there was someone killed beneath the town hall light. There were few at the scene, but they all agreed that the slayer who ran looked a lot like me. The judge said, son, what is your alibi? If you were somewhere else, then you don't have to die. I spoke not a word, though it meant my life, for I'd been in the arms of my best friend's wife. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. The scaffold is high and eternity nears. She stood in the crowd and shed not a tear. But sometimes at night, when the cold wind moans in a long black veil, she cries o'er my bones. She walks these hills in a long black veil. She visits my grave when the night winds wail. Nobody knows, nobody sees, nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me.
Debbie said, awesome version, very well done. Before that, Phyllis had clapping hands.
Well, thank you, guys.
So,
Ladies,
thank you, thank you.
appreciate that very much.
I'm hearing something over to the side there. Or I was.
Occasionally, these laptops have to cool down, and when that happens, their fans rev up. Was it something like
No,
that?
it's a voice.
A voice?
I think I'm hearing. Maybe your pedal.
I don't know. You may be hearing what I'm hearing in my ear.
That may be it. That's probably it. Sorry, guys. Try to yeah, that.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
You're just hearing what I'm hearing.
Never mind. Oh, Ivan, sending a heart from Nan.
Well, thank you, Nan and Ivan. Thanks for sending it along. I appreciate that very much. Let's see here. I'm going to do a song called Down Yonder, or at least I'm going to try to do a song called Down Yonder. L. Wolf Gilbert wrote it. All kinds of people have recorded it. It's almost more of a jazz tune than a bluegrass, but a lot of bluegrass people recorded. Doc Watson did it.
Like him.
What?
I like him.
Yeah, all kinds of other individuals of various persuasions have done it. Let's see. So I'm going to attempt a version of it here. That's enough of that. Here is a song that was recorded by Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs. It's called The Story of Bonnie and Clyde. The story of Bonnie and Clyde is the story the old folks knew. The story of Bonnie and Clyde. If you listen, I'll tell it to you. Clyde Barrow wouldn't work, so he chopped off his toe in a Huntsville prison where he got his parole. Then he traveled to Dallas where he found a new friend. It was Miss Bonnie Parker, and that's where it all began. They found them a driver for their getaway Ford. They were soon well known in a dozen states or more. Then Clyde's brother Buck and his pretty wife Blanche joined them, and that made up the famous Barrow Gang. Bonnie Parker was a poet and Blanche Barrow was a crook. Clyde was a fast draw and Buck a smarter crook. Their driver was a wonderful mechanic, so they say, and soon they were famous in their own peculiar way. The stories were so many that you couldn't read them all. The legend grew and grew about the Barrows and the wall. The Barrow gang swept through the land and many were their friends, but pretty soon they realized the law was closing in. Out near Dexter, Iowa, they had a change of luck. In a gunfight with police, Clyde lost his brother Buck. But Clyde and Bonnie got away the second time that year. Bonnie wrote her poems, and she knew the end was near. At 9:15 on May the 23rd and 34, near Shreveport, Louisiana, death was knocking at the door. Clyde Barrow and Miss Bonnie Parker came to meet a friend and realized too late they'd come to meet their end. The story of Bonnie and Clyde, they lived as they died by the gun. the story of Bonnie and Clyde. Their names are remembered as one. Well, that's kind of depressing.
That's a little bit depressing.
Okay.
They did not come to a good end.
Well, they
No.
shouldn't be
They shouldn't have been out there.
out there raring and tearing and ripping people off.
Yeah.
You know, they made their money the old-fashioned way. They stole it. Here's another song that was claimed to have been written by A.P. Carter. It's called "Keep on the Sunny Side of Life."
All right.
There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Though we meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you every day, it will brighten all your way. If you keep on the sunny side of life. The storm in its fury broke today, crushing hopes that we cherish so dear. Clouds and storms will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you every day, it will brighten all your way. If you keep on the sunny side of life. Let us greet with a song of hope each day. Though the moment be cloudy or fair, let us trust in our Savior always, to keep us everyone in His care. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help you every day, it will brighten all your way. If you keep on the sunny side of life. If you keep on the sunny side of life.
Wow. Ivan said, a poem by Bonnie. As the flowers are made sweeter by the sunshine and the dew, so this whole world is made brighter by the lives of folks like you. This was on her tombstone.
Yeah, that was her epitaph. And Ivan and a collaborator wrote a song called Bonnie's Epitaph. And if you ever get a chance to hear it, it's my kind of song. Let's just put it that way. Thanks for that, Ivan.
Yes.
Well, folks, that brings us to the end of our bluegrass extravaganza here. I want to thank each and every one of you for taking part of your afternoon and spending it with us.
Yes.
We really value everybody's company and hope you had as good a time as we did this afternoon.
Terry said I'm back in to enjoy a few phone calls. Oh no. Sorry about that. We're
It's okay.
we've had the craziest week getting ready
Yeah,
for
this is
for
nuts.
everything.
And I'm still not packed
Right, we have to.
because I
Oh,
need
Flip said why so early?
because I ran out of music.
Yeah, well, and early is how what we're going to look at getting to the airport
Yeah.
too is part of it. Because
what time is it?
I have 2:36.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're just we need time.
Yeah, that's our-
actually. I thought that these songs would last the 2 hours, but they're shorter than I
Yeah.
thought.
Kevin said loved it, and Terry said I'll catch the end on replay, and Phyllis said thank you, and Debbie said thank you both, and Terry have a beautiful time. Thank you, safe travels.
Okay, now
And Terry said
hold
thank
on. Thanks, everybody. If you could spare a buck or two to put in our tip jar, the link is in the crawler on the bottom of your
Yes.
screen. I am scheduled, assuming that I can come up with the money, to do a performance. I'm a featured performer at next year's Mountain Laurel Auto Harp Gathering.
Yes.
And I'm hoping that with your generosity and maybe getting a few gigs on this end, that I'll be able to go and do that. So if you've got a buck or two that you could spare, we'd really appreciate it if you would put a little something in our virtual tip jar. If you don't, we love you anyway, and hope you'll come back and see us on August the 13th. That's the next show where I'll be able to tell you all about my new guide and
you will
maybe
get to
show
meet
him or her if they
Yes.
decide to come up. I can
Philippa
probably.
said one of your best. Sorry to see you quit,
Well, thanks.
but we will
Philippa.
be back.
Yes, indeed. No telling what we'll come up with next. In the meantime, I would like to leave you with a final song and some words by the immortal Roy Rogers. Goodbye, good luck, and may the good Lord take a liking to you. Well, now it's time to say goodbye to George and all his kin. We'd sure like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. You're all invited back real soon to this locality to have a heaping helping of our hospitality. Down home style, that is. Set a spell. Take your shoes off. Y'all come back now here.